Good morning. This is going to be the weekly Scorpio reading. I had planned on doing it yesterday, but I was completely wiped out. I have been doing odd jobs. I've been really focused on my business. So I've been just staying real busy, and I haven't had a lot of energy. Whenever I get a chance, I've just been laying around trying to recharge. So I did that yesterday. I recharged my battery, put out my garden, and then I got out and kind of worked my yard a little bit and came in, and that was all she wrote. And I decided, you know what? I feel like I always have to be doing something. I do. I feel like I always need to be doing something. Otherwise, I feel like I'm being lazy or whatever. And yesterday, I didn't do anything but just lay around all day, and it was fine. I decided, you know what? I'm not going to judge it. It is what it is, and it's apparently what my body needed. And I've been listening to my body more as far as what I need and don't need, but that's my little spiel right now. I think what I'm going to do is half the signs I'm going to do one week and the other half I'm going to do the other week. But at the beginning of every week, I'll do an all signs reading. That way, if you don't get your sign done that week, you have the all signs reading that you can look at. I also do a twin flame reading if you are on a twin flame journey. So there's always something. And then I might just do a pop up every now and then, just do an energy check overall, So it just depends on how I feel. All right, we have the Six of Cups reflection. And basically what I'm getting with this card, the cups, this is your love energy. This is all about your romantic situation. And so with this reflection, I feel like you're really looking back over everything that's happened, possibly in your past relationships and in your current connection that you're in. I feel like some of you are maybe on the same journey I'm on. I've been on a twin flame journey going on 3 years now, come September. And so a lot of times, especially if you're in a soulful connection with someone else, they hold up a mirror to us to show us what our fears are. And I know when I first got together, or first started embarking on this journey, it seemed like he morphed into every ex I ever had. And it freaked me out. I'm like, how in the hell did he go from Prince Charming to being every ex I ever had? And all of the worst parts of all of my exes, because I really had a real bad track record of really toxic relationships that reflected on me, because I had to clear those patterns and those cycles I was stuck in. That codependent energy, that whole really kind of, sometimes I would date, most of the time, I would date beneath myself, below myself, because I was so scared of loss or rejection, so I'll just aim small. Then I'll go overboard and I'll just be all that this person's ever wanted and not get anything in return and then complain about it, so that was sort of my cycle. And I wanted to, and everyone has their own shit. So do take a look at your shit. That's what this reflection time is for. And if you are separated from your loved one right now, understand you're not actually really separated. It just appears that you are. But this is a gift from your soul so that you can take this time and really reflect. Use it wisely. A lot of times, we feel all alone, so we want to go out. We want to just jump right into another relationship, have somebody put a Band-Aid on our boo-boos so we can feel good. And, because we're real concerned about what people think. Maybe somebody dumped us or moved on with somebody else. And, so what better way to kind of console that and look good in the public eye, but to have somebody else on our arm? Oh, I'm all right. Look, I've got somebody better. Instead of just standing on your own 2 feet and really going deep and reflecting and trying to figure out what it is that's going on with you. We focus on others to avoid ourselves. So, and I did want to say something. I had somebody comment on one of my other videos. Why don't I give clarity on each card instead of my perspective? Well, I know I tell a lot of personal stories, but I read energies, and that is how I read the cards. That's how I'm able to communicate with souls who no longer have bodies. I don't see or hear, but I feel. Transcendent. And so I feel the energy and then I translate it into words. Well, because energy oftentimes doesn't have words, you know, it's from the universe, it's from our souls. I have to find a way to explain it. So I explain it by telling a story or giving a perspective. So that everything I just talked about was the energy I got from this card. So maybe I should pull it back when I tell a story. That is the energy I got from this card. To clarify that card, we have woman holding a heart. Okay, would it be so hard to admit when somebody hurts us? Instead of trying to put on a brave face and, like I said, possibly move on with somebody else and be like, oh, you know, I've got somebody better now, I don't even give a shit. You know, and just really feeling what comes up. You know, and admitting that vulnerability. You know what? You hurt me. Yes, I was hurt. Yes, you know what? I got hurt in the worst possible way. And it's all right. And I don't have to prove anything to anybody else because you know what? Who cares? And you know, for that matter, I'll even take it up to the next level. Not only, I've been hurt a lot. But one thing I've learned on this journey is that everybody has their own fucking problems and nobody really gives a shit. Really, they don't. You know, which can be a good thing because the whole time you're sitting thinking everybody is judging you, laughing at you, and talking about you. For the most part, they got their own shit and they're going through their own things. You know, and we make it all about us. But not just that. You got to get to the point where you're no longer even looking for that validation. You know, I used to, you know, post weepy songs and sad memes and stuff on social media, try to get some attention. We all have done it, but now I don't do that. And for the simple fact that I'm trying to learn how to console myself and give myself what I need. I used to feel like, man, I just want somebody to hold me and tell me everything's all right. Why? So I can become enmeshed and codependent with them when I'm still not whole and complete on my own yet. So I'm learning how to not need anything outside of myself. And you know what? That is an amazing energy. You want to know why? Look what I'm gaining from it. And yes, I'm telling personal stories, but this is how I describe the cards. And really teaching from my journey is the best way that I can explain it. Because I've been giving to myself. You know how strong I've gotten? I love it. I feel amazing. I know my spirit guides the other day, I was like in the dumps. I was lower vibrational, and the reason why is because I started believing my thoughts. When you believe your thoughts, guess what? Not only are you creating with your thoughts, but you get feelings behind those thoughts and emotions that you have to deal with. So now I'm like, nope, I don't believe it. Don't believe it, don't believe it, don't believe it. Now, if something comes up, I do feel it. I do honor my feelings, but for the most part, I'm keeping my thoughts neutral. But anyway, I got in this funk, and I was like, I just want coddled and comforted. And my spirit guide said, why? Why do you need to be comforted? Why do you need somebody to validate your pain? Why? You know, why can't you stand on your own 2 feet and give it to yourself? And they had me really take a good long look at what would coddling look like? What would comforting look like? And I took a look at it and they said, now give it to yourself. And accept yourself for feeling low and feeling down and sad. Accept and love yourself for it. Don't just love and accept yourself when you're in this place of power. Even when you're in a funk and you're down in the dumps, love yourself anyway. That's how we love ourselves. That's how you learn. And then we learn how to love others that way. We have the angel of balance. And this goes along with that. Learning how to balance those energies. And not just that, but don't judge them. You know, when you're up or when you're down, don't judge it as good or bad. It just is what it is. And it's all part of cycles that we have to go through. I see this moon in the background, and the moon is all about cycles. And we ebb and flow with the moon. So go with the flow. That message has came up. Go with the flow and you will be more balanced. Stop resisting whatever is happening on the outside, your outside circumstances. Stop resisting it and watch it change. I say that over and over again, and it frustrates me because I know it's easier said than done, but I've seen it and it's so easy. It's so easy, and it involves having great faith. And when you have faith, you become stronger. We have the Queen of Cups, sensitivity. This definitely goes along with that woman holding a heart. And understand, my cards came out different today. It's really weird because usually I pull all my tarot cards and then I clarify each one of them with one of my different oracle cards. Well, because these right here are blue and my energy oracle are blue, I pulled all of these first. You see how I have all those instead of like my variety of oracle? I pulled all those and put them on the top row, and I said, wait a minute, that doesn't look right. So then I moved them down here, and then I clarified each one with the tarot card, but it turned out perfect. It was all divinely guided, and then like 4 of them just fell out. So with this Queen of Cups and the sensitivity, this definitely goes with that woman holding a heart. Do be sensitive. You don't, and you know, that is strength. Showing emotions, showing feelings, that is strength. You know, stuffing it and not acknowledging, not honoring your feelings is not doing you any good, because you know what? They're going to have to come out eventually. And they'll make you sick too. Before you know it, you have all kinds of digestive issues and headaches and chronic pain. You don't know why. It's because of all these emotions that are bottled up inside of you. It's energy that needs to move. Stop resisting it. Now we have the appreciation card. And I do feel like some of these cards are a little out of order, because I do feel like the Queen of Cups goes with this one. And then with that reflection card, I feel like this appreciation card goes on there. This clarifies that one. I told you they got all turned around. So with this appreciation card, I feel like, you know, with that reflection, when you're reflecting back on everything that's happened, have gratitude for it and do appreciate all of the lessons and everything that you've learned, because this is helping you to become more stable and to balance. So do really appreciate these things. And stop, the other message that's coming through, stop feeling like everything is so hard, and stop with the victim mentality. You know, when something happens and somebody hurts us, do be sensitive about it, but don't stay in that energy and be like, oh, woe is me, and, you know, be in this funk, and you just want to talk about it to everybody, and you just want to complain about how bad somebody's treated you or whatever. When you do that, you anchor that into your physical reality and you want it to move. So stop talking about it. If you cannot resonate with anything else that I'm saying in this reading today, but the fact that I said stop talking about your problems, stop it. And show appreciation for what you do have going on in your life right now. Anything, you know, you have a job, you have a home, start showing appreciation, gratitude for that, and stop talking about your problems to people. And stop posting the shit on Facebook. Stop talking about it. Stop, you know, I mean, you know, feel what you've got to feel. If you've got to cry, I'm not saying don't cry, but don't stay down in the dumps. Do see it for what it is, another opportunity for your soul to grow. Passion. And the message that I'm getting with this is to find what you're passionate about. This is going to be very important right now. Find what you're passionate about. And it can be music. It can be nature. I know I love music. I love nature. You know, y'all know I love my cemetery romps. I love that. I love it. I love getting out and bird watching. You know, I love bat watching. You know, everyone who knows knows I like to go out and reptile hunt and look for snakes. I love to look at the turtles. I'm a turtle owner. So find what you are passionate about and focus your attention on that, and focus away from what you don't have right now. deceit. And what I'm getting with this card, and understand I'm a high vibrational reading. I do not do negative readings, and I try not to focus too much on the physical shit, because the physical shit doesn't matter, because you are creating your own reality and you can change it at any time. And this deceit card right here is all about being real with yourself. Really recognize how you have attracted the situations, the shittiest situations that you have in your life right now, by where you vibrate out. You have to take responsibility for your own energy and realize that you are creating these situations. And once again, if you can't resonate with anything else in this reading, resonate with the fact that your thoughts are how we have simulations in this matrix. We are divine beings having human experiences. This whole planet would be desolate if it were not for these computerized simulations that we're having in our mind right now. And if you don't believe me, play with it. We have the Two of Cups, partnership. And so what I'm getting with this is beautiful. This is all about coming into union with another person. But it also, more than that, this is coming into union with your own soul. Once you come into union with your own soul, do you know what kind of situations you can attract? You can attract so much more money and love and bliss, and just everything's just perfect. But you have to get past everything that's happening now is taking you there. It's taking you to this inner union. And once you have this inner union, you can have outer union with whoever you want, but you have to get here first. And this involves a lot of inner work, really facing your demons and your fears as they come up. And we do this by not projecting out on other people and blaming other people. Because they are a mirror, they're just showing you. To clarify that card, we have attachment. And so we have to clear the attachments that we have to things and people and places. Don't be scared to lose anything or anybody. You know, I've gotten to the point where the shit can just roll downhill all day long. And I'm going to be unbothered. Completely unbothered. That's the level right now I'm in. Unbothered. And you have to get there. And the way that you get there is by facing your fears. Facing your fear of loss. Facing your fear of rejection. So many people are so worried about what other people think about them. And so they put on fronts. You know, if you're hurting, if you're going through something, and you know, you don't have to announce it to the world. But don't front about it. That came up just now with this. Don't front like you're okay if you're not. If you're not, it's all right. We have the Hermit card, contemplation. And this is what I was saying before about pulling back your energy for right now and not needing that band-aid of other things and people. I know my thing is retail. When I was going through the pits of despair, my twin flame connection, I wanted things to make me happy. Clothes and shoes and my hair done and my nails done, and I want to look beautiful, because you know what? I want you to see what the hell you're missing. This is what you lost. And you know what? The whole time, that was not even the work that I needed to do. I was deceiving myself. The work was on the inside. I had it all wrong. But this hermit, this contemplation, is really doing this without putting a band-aid on, facing this shit. You know what? You're going to have to do it sooner or later anyway. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck going in the same cycles over and over again, wondering why. Why? And then you talk about it, and then you complain about, oh, woe's me. I'm always in this fucked up situation where somebody cheating on me, somebody doing this, somebody stealing from me, someone using me, someone leaving me, someone abandoning me, someone... You know, I never have enough money. I always lose my job. I always end up at some dead-end job where people don't appreciate me. You know, that kind of shit. And you know what I'm talking about. So really contemplate, really do this work and try to figure out why you are aligning to the situations that you're aligning to. And do clear those cycles and face those fears so that you can be the magician and you can attract better, higher vibrational situations. And the mirror thing here, that is that whole other people holding up a mirror to show you. This is what you need to work on. The next time someone does something to hurt you. Now understand, I'm not saying don't have good boundaries. And how do you have good boundaries? By always putting yourself first. That is how you have good boundaries. Always. Put yourself first always and you'll have your boundaries. But the next time someone does something to hurt you or disappoint you, look in the mirror that they're showing you. What is this? What is reflecting back to you? And once you do that, man, you can just transmute that. You can transform that. It's amazing. And and shining the light on these different areas, that is how you get the strength and power. DNA, karma. And it's a snake too. And this is that Kundalini awakening. The Kundalini awakening is sometimes we can have a sexual experience with someone, especially if they're a soulmate or a divine partner / twin flame, and it can awaken us spiritually and start opening all of our chakras. This whole energetic system just opens. And when it does, we start becoming aware of the fact that there's more going on than what meets the eye. We become aware of the fact that there's other dimensions and that we are living in a matrix. Beautiful. And plus, a lot of times when you go back and you reflect on your past relationships and stuff, a lot of times they were karmic soulmates. They came to teach you a specific lesson, there for a season and for a reason, and to help balance things. Maybe you hurt somebody at one time, or this person that you're with hurt somebody at one time, or something happened. And this is the way the karmic checks and balance system works. In this lifetime that you're in right now, and it kind of balances itself out. So that's what a karmic partner is. Let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. Control is just an illusion. You don't really have control. You don't have control over anything, including yourself. And the reason why I say you don't have control over yourself, because of these patterns, the universe is in charge. Now we can set our intention for what we want energetically, and we can focus our energy on that, but the universe ultimately is in control of delivering that to you. And so do make sure you know where your thoughts are and where your vibrations are at, so that you are responsible for your energy and the situations that you create. And I wanted to say something too about the karmic soulmates. There's different kinds of soulmates that come into your life, and you've had past lives with them, and you've traveled, different dimensions, different timelines. It's different from a divine partner, twin flame, whatever you want to call it. Some people call it a divine partner. It's the other part of your soul in another person's body. And you're like the yin and the yang. Like one is like the negative and one is like the positive charge, and you have to balance each other out. And you can never lose each other, because how do you lose yourself? But I do a whole twin flame divine partner reading every week if that's something you're interested in watching. So whatever's going on within your connection that you have with someone else, allow everything to unfold naturally. If this is a situation where they've ghosted you with someone else, you know what? This is a gift from your soul to go ahead and go inward and work on yourself, because you are the only person that matters. You cannot control what the other person thinks, feels, knows, does. And why would you want to? That's not being loving. Okay, we have this art oracle card. You also contribute to humanities, and I have no idea what that word is or how to say it. And I keep saying I'm going to look that up, and I have not done that yet. Make sure your rabies shots are up to date, and symbolism is just one ambulance ride away. Well, the energy that I'm really getting with this card is that whole victim mentality, oh, woe is me, trying to get attention and get validation and trying to get coddled and comforted by the whole world. You want someone to acknowledge your pain, and you are the symbol for victim mentality right now. Look at me, you know, oh, woe is me. And then, you know, a lot of times people are sitting up like, you know what, I got my own shit right now. You know, that was the hardest thing for me to learn, and I learned that years ago before I even got on this twin flame journey. Someone said, someone like frankly told me, you know what, we all have our problems, and you know, everyone don't want to hear about yours. It was kind of cold. It was a cold shot. I was young, but I learned at that point that to deal with shit on my own. Now, I mean, do reach out and get a hand from people if you need one. But for the most part, I'm telling you, you learn strength by being on your own, by yourself, with yourself, no click, 10 toes down. That's how you learn strength. Do get there. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing. I'm getting there. I'm not quite there yet, but man, these energies I have been through the past 2 weeks and all these ego deaths and all this, you know, dark nights of the soul and everything I've been through over the past 2 weeks have really transformed me. They really have. You know, and you can be strong and still have feelings and still be vulnerable. You can be strong and vulnerable at the same time. It's kind of odd because you think that they're opposite poles, like strength and vulnerability. But they are not. They are on the same energetic wave. And how do you get strong? By being vulnerable, by expressing when somebody's hurt you. You know how, I mean, that's a really hard thing to do. And I'm a Scorpio too, so this reading's for me too. And I do know that it's hard, it's challenging, but man, once you get there, it's beautiful, and there's a lot of strength in that. So this is your reading for the week, and if you would like to make an energy donation, or if you would like to have a personal reading with me, paid personal reading, so that you know what is blocking you, and I can give you some idea personally, you know, what areas you need to work on. I think eventually I'm going to offer some sort of guidance sessions, you know, for like a half hour or something, you know, maybe $40, something like that. I'm working on that right now. But I've got to, you know, my thing is I'm still working on things myself. And so I have to pretty much be on solid ground before I can, you know, offer that to other people. Well, this is your weekly reading, Scorpio. Thank you.